he would step across the line. Habitually. He's a habitual line stepper.
You make me happy.
What up?
Thank y'all for joining us on the Habitual Line Steppers podcast. Kicking it with the HLS pod. I'm Garrett Charles Langley Henson.
I am Terry. Ricardo DeShays in a second. What up, baby? How's it going? Hold on. You hear that Billy Goat coming? That boy Mahomes.
Oh, I was about to say, was Tom Brady at the Super Bowl? Was he watching?
Shit. Nah, Brady ain't the GOAT. His
goat.
legacy's getting tarnished real quick. I'm telling you. This is crazy. For someone to be like, Tom Brady's got crazy accolades that no one probably will ever touch. And right after he retires, this kid is just right on his fucking coattails. Like immediately, he didn't even get a break. Like Kareem got 38 years before LeBron, caught his shit. I mean, this is he's on the tear, bro.
Not only that, but Brady didn't he lose to him too? Or did he beat him? Did he beat him twice?
Nah, Mahomes beat him in the AFC Championship.
Yeah, in the AFC, yeah. It's like he got to lose to Mahomes as well on the way
out. He lost the AFC. He got him in the Super Bowl, but that one was tough. I mean, the Chiefs' offensive line, I think they missed like 3 or 4 starters, and what are you going to do?
They're like, we'll never make that mistake again. Tyreek Hill, get the fuck out of here. We're going to bring in a bunch of 300-pound guys. Worked out, man. All week long. I mean, obviously, like, for all of you who missed it, the Chiefs beat the Eagles in the Super Bowl.
Oh, duh. Come on.
Right. Now. But if you had listened to this podcast before, you would have already known that was going to happen since both of us picked the Chiefs.
Oh, dude. Would have got you some good money, too.
Yeah, man.
Oh, man. These Eagles people, man. So was it all a facade? Was it all a facade, brother? Were the Eagles a horrible team this whole time and they just had an easy cupcake schedule? I mean, what happened? They looked good. I'm not going to act like it wasn't. But
I mean, they're all right, but they weren't real. And all that historic defense talk needs to be put to rest officially, I think.
Were we actually saying that, though?
Yeah.
Historic? I never said that shit.
They're like third most sacks all time, like the best pass rush rate. Blah, 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 blah. They don't give up, throws because they rush so well. Their corners were so amazing with Bradbury and Slay. I mean, you mentioned it with the Chiefs wide receivers. These motherfuckers had 1 catch for 5 yards the whole game. It just happened to be both of them on touchdowns. Like,
Sky Moore and Tony.
We were looking at this defense like they were the real deal. And Patrick Mahomes came right up in there. Carved him a nice jack-o'-lantern a couple of months after Halloween.
And see, it wasn't even like he was, darting them up and really killing them. They couldn't stop the rush. Like the Eagles were getting ran on like it was their job just to get fucking ran on. Like they were a sieve. It was like shredded cheese, dog. Every time Pacheco's dashing them up. McKinnon every now and then. Mahomes even got a couple scrambles on him.
Yeah, Mahomes had 45 yards for the game. I mean, he had that crucial 25-yard scramble again. Just like last time, got to have a crucial situation. He took off, man, on the bum ankle.
Hey, I mean, you can run straight. It's not a lot of cutting going on, but straight ahead, you're good. Then when he got tackled a couple times, I'm not going to lie, I was like, oh, shit. I know that didn't feel good.
Dude, when he was writhing in pain in the first half, like before they went to the tunnel, and he was on the sideline looking like he was about to cry, I was like, uh-oh, that shit got wrenched. He about to be hobbled. Like, whatever they shot him up with at halftime – or had him smoke or sprayed on that shit. Whatever it was, it worked.
I mean, you saw a couple reports, but I didn't think it was real or not. They were saying, we're testing you for PEDs, man. Like the way you looked in the first half and how you came out in the second is like, come on, dog. You must have got something shot up in you real good. I was like, I think he's just really fucking tough.
If Gary Payton is allowed to get shot up with Toradol, why isn't Patrick Mahomes? Gary Payton can do it so the Blazers can fucking not make the play-in tournament in fucking January, but Pat Mahomes can't do it for the Super Bowl?
Hold on. With all due respect, you can't just say Gary Payton, and I'm thinking of Gary Payton the second.
Yeah, you're right.
You got to say the second.
Come on now.
His dad's a Hall of Famer.
The mitten.
Yeah. Gary Payton's son. But yeah, you're right. That was crazy too.
You think fucking Ray Lewis snuck him some deer antler spray, like while Rihanna was performing. Maybe Rihanna was the one who snuck it to him, and it was like a fake baby the whole time, and she had some spray in there, and then getting off the stage, she was like, "Hey, real quick, don't let nobody see this."
I don't know, man. It was a great second half, though. I mean, what do you think of his performance overall? Like, is he just
Patty?
No. Yeah, Patty. I thought you said Batty for a second. I was like, whoa.
Oh, yeah.
I'm talking about Rihanna.
I love the bumps. No, I thought Patrick Mahomes, man, like, we talked about Jalen Hurts, how he was like the superstar who is doing more by doing less. And like, part of him being great is knowing not when to overextend himself and to put his teammates in position to succeed. And that's what Mahomes did all night, man. And credit to Andy Reid, too. It's like they were methodical. They ran the ball. They stayed balanced. In the first half, they only had like fucking 16, 17 plays that they ran the whole first half.
I mean, the Eagles had the ball for a long time, dude.
But there was no nervousness. There was no anxiety on the sideline. Like, Patrick Mahomes, like, we've been here before. Like, we knew all this coming in, man. And he got them guys right out. Credit to Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy, who you mentioned that he's undefeated after having like a whole week of prep.
Except for like one game. It's like a couple games he lost, but it's crazy.
Well, yeah, you could see like the 2 touchdowns they scored on those fake reverses. I was reading this article on The Athletic where they were talking about it, and they're like, yeah, we saw on tape when we were leading up to it, when teams run a reverse against them and they're in man coverage, they like get ahead of their skis a bit and over rotate so they can have coverage to the side that's like having the guy end around to. And so it's like they overshift and like give up that leverage. And then they're like, yeah, we saw a game against the Lions. Like the Lions scoring them easy as fuck with this shit. Yeah. They're like, they were like, if we get that look, we go try it out. 2 times, man, untouched. Like, no. That's just being outcoached, man. Like, they saw it, they waited for it, they identified it, and they stuck the knife in right where they knew it would hurt.
They made them look silly, man. I'm just like, it made me look back at the games during the regular season. Like, why did we think they were good? Like, I understand they got a shitload of sacks. Like, they definitely did. But they gave up a lot of fucking points. I'm not going to fake. And especially with all the quarterbacks we saw them play, what was it, like 14 really bad quarterbacks? And a couple of good ones. I mean, the sacks, it's all cool and shit, but they got no pressure on Mahomes. There was zero. Yeah,
it's like, but you ain't getting none. Zero sacks all game.
Like a walk in the park, bro. I'm like, all right, these are supposed to be your guys. And even when they were up by 10, even like it didn't even feel like they were up by that much. When you're out, I'm not gonna act like I'm sitting at home.
I mean, especially to a Falcons fan. It's like everybody else. If you think 10 is a huge lead.
No, that's facts.
Hold my beer.
Yeah, because we're living our lives. You know what I'm saying? Me and you both went out to bars and like had a good time. Like we're watching the game, keeping an eye on the game, having conversations, drinking and shit. But like when I look up, I'm like, the Eagles are up by 10. It feels like they're losing. It's just like you can like feel the momentum from games. I was just like, it really doesn't feel like the Eagles are dominating, but they kind of were in the first half. And then second half comes up, Chiefs score pretty fast. I'm just like, oh, well, never mind. That shit's done. The Eagles did exactly what you would think they would do in a win. 35 minutes of possession of the ball. Like, really didn't turn it over that often. They were running okay. They were passing.
They had decent. The one.
Yeah.
They had the one. I mean, and that ended up being the difference in the game. It's like, back to your question about Pat Mahomes and, like, my evaluation of him. Like, Jalen Hurts had the more, like, outstanding game.
Yeah, he played well.
Of, like, he had the big plays over and over and over again, and he was like putting the Eagles on his back, and they were scoring and driving because of him. But also, by like the same other half of that coin, you give up a crucial fumble, which turns into a scoop and score when you're trying to switch hands and put the team on your back and, like convert a third down and whatnot. And that ends up being like a inflection point for the entire game where all the momentum switches, you get them right back in it. Like, and that could have been a moment like they convert, they score, maybe you put like your foot on their throats and the whole complexion of the game changes. In that one moment, switching hands, trying to be like MJ in midair. Jalen Hurts, the guy who doesn't make mistakes, the guy who doesn't do the most, who plays within himself. It was actually Patrick Mahomes who was like, I'm going to take the Tom Brady approach and just not fuck this up. And then the last 8 minutes of the fourth quarter, I'll be ready to win it.
Death by 1,000 cuts, man. I mean, you only had 182 yards passing. There was an over-under that had, I think it was 200 and something yards passing for him, and he didn't even get it. And I was like, glad I didn't bet that shit. I was just surprised, bro. I was so surprised. Like, I don't know. When I was watching the game, I mean, they were rushing it a lot. I think Pacheco got like 15 or 16 carries. You know, Mahomes got a couple scrambles and stuff, but I didn't think they ran it as much as they did. It kind of, I don't even like the game just felt weird. Like, I know they were losing for a decent amount of it. I know it was a closer game than most Super Bowls are, but I don't know. It just felt like the Chiefs weren't worried about anything that the Eagles were doing at all. I was just like, all right, yeah, la-di-da-di, like they're gonna win. Even when Hurts fumbled, I was like, it just felt like he was gonna fuck up. Like he was playing a great game. That whole game, he played great. That one mistake, I don't
know. I couldn't believe it.
Crazy.
Like when he lost it, I was like, this guy's fucking unstoppable. It's like
he played great, bro. He did. But
yeah, like
it's that crucial mistake that we're not used to.
He looked like a force that was like.
He's next up,
pitched higher than everybody else out there. Like you got to have counters and counters just to stop this one thing.
He's next up because I mean, if you look at the NFC, Dak, he ain't doing it for me. Aaron Rodgers is turning 39 next year. There's nobody else coming for the throne. He's got the NFC locked down. Unless somebody comes out of nowhere, unless Justin Fields, makes another step or some shit. I don't see anybody touching him in the NFC. He's by himself. Who's touching him?
No team is good. Did we forget about the baby goat, Brock Purdy?
Stop it. He let the Eagles get all up on him real quick towards an elbow muscle. You're right. I forgot. The Niners do have 3 quarterbacks that they got to choose from. You're right. They're all pretty good, right? Yeah, all of them. Trey Lance was a dumbass, broke his ankle second week of the year. Garoppolo always getting hurt for no fucking reason. I guess we rely on Brock.
Here's what we saw like from the Super Bowl is like, hey, the Chiefs weren't going to be like the 49ers and be like, hey, we're going to block these guys one-on-one with our tight ends. Like,
yeah, like you said.
They're like, we're not going to let you knock Pat Mahomes out the game. Like, he's the MVP. So we're going to be conservative. We're going to run the ball. We're going to, like, stay ahead of down and distance consistently. We're going to, like, not let these guys pin their ears back and make them, like, stay in their rush lanes and make them be a little bit more conservative. Yep. And then it's like, when the game is close, I'll go win it. And there was no doubt in their mind that if it was a close game, they was going to go win it.
Yeah, well, look, I was telling you about those QB scrambles, dog. And, like, even, I was just trying to poke a hole in your argument by saying they played against Justin Fields and whoever plays against him, like, your numbers are going to be kind of skewed. But the motherfuckers are undisciplined, bro. That's why they were getting a lot of sacks. They're just like, going after the quarterback. We're getting them. We can't do anything else. We're stupid. We're Philly. Yeah, and then, like, Mahomes is like, all right, see you later. No spy, no nothing. Bum ankle, 45 yards.
Biggest play of the game, fucking 25 yards right up the middle, man.
This dude, man. I mean, look, I don't want to do anything drastic, I get a little kooky when it comes to people being goats and shit. I anoint LeBron in 2016. I was a little hype. He played for the Lakers. I'm like, something stinks about LeBron. But, early season or early career successes right now, Mahomes is having a better career than Tom Brady is. Like, just pure quarterback-wise, he's a better quarterback. 2 regular season MVPs. Brady didn't have that. He had 3 chips, but the regular season success was not like this guy. This guy is an absolute monster. He's on the trajectory, but I'm not going to be crazy and say he's already top 5. Like, dude's good. He's got time. He's got time.
I mean, he is better than Tom Brady. But we're not talking about the boat. We're talking about the GOAT. It's not who's the best of all time. It was who's the greatest of all time. Like, you look through Tom Brady's first 5 years, he never had 1 year like Mahomes' worst year. Like, come on. We know what our eyeballs tell us. He's definitely better than Tom Brady was at this point. Like, so there's no doubt about that.
We're not going to give him the LeBron James longevity shit? Like, Brady, that longevity matters, bro. Mahomes got some.
Brady's the GOAT, but the boat is different. There's the boat and there's the GOAT. And Mahomes is the boat.
So
he's the best quarterback I've ever seen. Like, I've never seen anyone be better than what he's doing. He's got to do it for a long time to be the greatest. But it's like this peak that he's at, I don't know if anyone's
I've never seen anybody like it.
Been at this peak for 5 years.
I've never seen anybody like this, dude. He's a beast. And then like even with all the, it's like every season there's something new to add to like the chip on his shoulder. Like this year was no Tyreek Hill. Last year their defense was kind of shitty. The year before, the O-line was banged up for like half the season. The year before that, defense still kind of shitty. It's always something.
And rewriting like before is like, oh, you know, he can't hang in the pocket. He's just a backyard football magician. Like he can't make the like little throws. You know what I mean? They play cover 2 and he's trying to throw it deep every time.
Bengals.
It's like, yeah, what did he do this Super Bowl? He sat in the pocket. He took what the defense gave him. It was methodical. And then he saved his legs for the biggest play of the game when he needed to get them into field goal range to win. Like
exactly
he
right.
Didn't do all of it with behind the back submarine running around in a figure 8 before I throw the ball type shit. He did it doing it like how the guys before him did it, elevating his game and changing it to be more well-rounded.
No, you're right. He is the best quarterback I've ever seen. Like with all due respect to Brady, and so, I mean, I don't know. Does he give me the same fear as when Brady gets the ball in the 4th, you know, and he's got like a couple minutes to go going down to win? No, not yet, but he's getting there.
He's fucking getting there.
He's getting there for real. But I mean, like, how many chips does he need? Is there like a set number? He's so good that like I feel like
to be the GOAT.
If he gets like 2 more, he's so fucking good. Like he's so
if he gets so hard 2 more, he's better than Montana, and he's still behind Brady.
I think I have
7 is different, man. 7 is different.
Hey, man, it's all cool and dandy, but when I see you get your shit rocked in the Super Bowls that Brady lost, he looked bad. I'm not gonna fake. Like he looked pretty fucking bad, and I don't think I've never seen Mahomes look as bad as Brady looks when he loses games. Like we saw him play bad in the Bengals second half, but at least the first half he looked like God. You know what I'm saying? We saw him losing the Super Bowl versus the Bucks. I mean, he had no time and he was still making throws and dudes are dropping his passes. Brady played like shit when there's pressure on him. He can't move like Mahomes. It's just things that Mahomes can do.
He didn't even play great his first Super Bowl.
He didn't, but he still got the MVP.
It's like you got to have the team around you, man. Like it's not as much as we talk about Brady's the GOAT and all this other shit. Like he's the GOAT because of the situation that he's been put in for all that time.
Great situation.
It's like, yeah, that's the way football works, man. Like that's why John Elway was like, I forget where did he get drafted to? Where he was like, "Fuck this, no, I'm not going." Like, I'm going to Denver.
Shit.
Like,
I forget it was somebody bad though.
But that's why people do this. It's because like the situation you go to is going to determine everything, man. No matter how good you are, and like for guys like Jalen Hurts and Joe Burrow, you know the list of guys who went to the Super Bowl for their first time and lost it. Their careers like usually don't go that well. Like they don't usually get back and win it. Yeah, to be honest, that's true. And it's like just getting that first one and being in a team that's set up to get another one like Mahomes does puts him on such a different track than like Lamar or Jalen Hurts or Joe Burrow. Nobody Josh Allen.
Yeah, this era is not touching him, bro. And with all due respect to Joe Burrow, though, he's still really fucking good. I'm still kind of convinced Mahomes must have been fucking concussed or something in that second half of that Bengals game. That shit was crazy, but they're just not on his level yet, man. Like they're good. Herbert's good. Burrow's really good, but they're just not there yet, man. This dude's on a different level, man. And like we said, Dak Prescott's not top 10. You know what I'm saying? Like these dudes just aren't there. Like this dude Mahomes is on a different fucking level. He's separating himself from second, like a gap I've never seen before. I'm not saying like Brady was way better than Manning. Manning in the regular season was like perfect almost. You know, postseason he fucked up. It's just a difference. Mahomes seems like he got it all together. Regular,
there's just levels to this, man. Like he on a level all by himself. Like Jalen Hurts, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. All you guys are inside the snow globe. And Patrick Mahomes is shaking it.
Nah. Andy Reid is shaking that. Then there's another globe, and then Pat Mahomes is shaking that globe.
Shaking that one.
It's not
and
like
there's another globe. And there's another globe, and it's being shaken over here in the corner, and it has like really great snowflakes, and it's really inventive, but nobody's paying any attention to it. And that's Eric Bieniemy's snow globe. They're like, oh, I didn't even know Eric had a snow globe. Eric, you like snow?
When does he want to leave? Is he going to leave? Well, apparently,
if Mahomes threw 3 interceptions, though, we would be like, oh, Eric Bieniemy had a bad snow globe. He had a bad snow globe.
Yeah, he's either got to leave. Well, apparently, I heard that like Andy wanted to either be a front office person or step down or something. I'm not sure.
He's like, I want to keep doing what I'm doing. Also, Andy Reid is like sneaky young. He just looks old. Like he's like 60 years old or something.
60 something? I just heard it. I didn't believe it when I heard it.
It's like Pete Carroll's like 85 years old. Andy Reid ain't going nowhere.
Pete Carroll's pretty old.
As long as his fucking aorta can hold out, he gonna be out there.
Yeah, no, that's facts. Hey, I don't know, man. I mean, he's the dude. He's really good. But Hurt showed me a lot, though. I'm not gonna lie. Hurt showed me some shit that you were talking about. I was like, hey, this kid's pretty fucking good. He might be up there. I don't know. Is he better than Burrow? Burrow's sitting at the crib.
I feel like Hurts, Burrow, and Lamar Jackson are all on that like second tier.
Not Josh Allen?
No, he's on another tier. He's with Justin Herbert. And,
Herbert's garbage. Trevor Lawrence is a little bit below them as well.
Mm-hmm. It's like probably Aaron Rodgers, Justin Herbert, and what's your boy, Josh Allen. They're all in the next tiar.
Yeah. I don't know. I just want all this.
After that, then you get down to your Kirk Cousins and Dak and guys like that.
Oh, God. Dak makes me sick. No. Here's my other question. You know, you always hear this. Aaron Rodgers is the best thrower of the ball I've ever seen.
No.
Him and Dan Marino.
No. That shit is done. Yeah,
Patty?
That's a wrap. It's Pat.
Patty's about to wrap it all up, baby.
Yeah, it's Pat. that shit is done.
This dude, man.
Also, fucking Mike Vick was a better thrower to football than Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers just knew who was open. Mike Vick can throw it better.
Who do you think he's the number one? Like Vick's arm was crazy. I mean, the accuracy is a little, but when he threw that thing, that shit.
Bro, his deep ball was nasty. Fucking like he had a good touch on that deep
when he
ball.
When he hit, I was like, damn, that's a good throw.
If there was somebody open, Vic was probably gonna find it. It was just figuring out who was gonna get open. That was the problem.
Yeah. I see Vic. It's this dude online. His name is Destroying or whatever. He has like a bunch of one-on-one contests. And shit.
The guy who fucking is like a punter who wants to be a cornerback.
Nah, he doesn't want to do it. He's just doing it just to create content. But like Vic came out to some of his one-on-ones. You know, like you see the quarterbacks throwing in these one-on-ones and shit. And then Vic comes and I'm just like, God, these fucking back shoulder throws. Never throws a pick. His throws are so fucking good. Like quarterbacks will lock these dudes up 1-on-1. And then Vic's like, he's not locked up. Fucking just throws in a perfect spot. I'm like, damn, there's levels, bro. He could throw, but if only he got in that film room. I swear.
Right? If he did, who knows what would happen. But for Pat Mahomes, it's like, I mean, all the different ways that he's done it. Fucking regular throws, the fucking behind the backs, the no looks, the underarms, the submarines, the switch hands, the ones off the wrong foot in when he was hurt, jumping and passing it or whatever in the AFC division game.
Oh, yeah. Those are crazy. Yeah. Every throw, it seemed like he was like, strike.
Yeah, jumping off my wrong leg for the layup, fucking throwing across my body into a fucking pocket. Like, dude, it's just unreal. He's the best thrower to football all time, man.
Any other conversation?
Yeah, man. I had so like we talked about it before the game. One of the things we previewed was the Eagles' fucking short down play or short yardage play.
Yeah.
Where they fucking get the two guys behind Jalen Hurts and then push them in the ass over. Yeah. They ran that shit 8 times, converted 8 times.
Yeah, you can't stop it. How can you stop someone pushing them from behind? I don't like that shit personally. It's too easy.
I loved it. They're going to have to find a way for defenses to adjust. Hey,
how are they going to adjust to that?
We're going to have to like have 2 other guys behind our center pushing him or our defensive tackle.
But then
pushing him.
Haven't you seen the fake joint where like they got the fake variation pitch toss?
Yeah,
I mean,
that's what I'm saying. I love this shit. Yeah, this is dope. It's going to be like lead to more counter punches, more wrinkles. Like it's going to open shit up, more chess matches.
Yeah,
I like it.
I guess.
After doing all that, the Eagles forgot to play chess on the biggest fucking 4th and 1 of the whole game. In the fourth quarter, it was 4th and 1 at like the 35. After they went 8 for 8 with his play the whole goddamn game, they punt the ball back to Mahomes and never get it back for the rest of the game.
Yeah. That probably the worst punt I've ever seen in my life, too. That punt was fucking horrible.
Yeah, terrible punt, line drive right to Tony, who returns it 60 yards. But before that, I was screaming. I was like, why not run the play? Why not go for it? Like, you guys are 8 for 8. Nobody can stop this play. Nobody. And everybody around me was like, come on, man. They're in their own half. They got to punt. Blah, blah, blah. Next thing you know, the motherfucker returns at 65 yards, like past where they were before. If they had went for it and not got it, it wouldn't have been as injurious as that fucking punt.
I don't know. I mean, you are right, but sometimes when you look at it and you're like, if this is the one we don't get, it's a huge fuck up. Because what were they at, like the 35 or something?
Yeah,
like that's automatic.
35, bro.
Yeah, I'm like, game's over if you don't get it though.
It's not because they were still winning.
Yeah, but what I'm saying though, if you give Mahomes the ball there, and how much time was there left? Like a minute and 50?
It was like 2.5 minutes, bro.
2? Okay.
It was like 2.5 minutes. Yeah, it's like, so what? If Mahomes get it, let him score real quick, and then Jalen Hurts going to have a minute 45 to go down the other way. Like,
or McKinnon might do that smart shit like he did at the end. They were like, hey, get in that end zone, dog. He's like, nope. First down, motherfucker. I'm sliding down. Game over. They're too smart for that shit. They're not going to just go in the end zone just because. But it's a smart team.
I don't like abandoning like what's got you to this point. All season long, they've been amazing on 4th downs. They've been the best 4th down team. They've been the most aggressive 4th down team in the NFC Championship game, and in the divisional round before. They both went for it on 4th downs in their own half and got it. It's like, don't switch up who you are now. Now that like the consequences are pitched on a higher level.
Yeah.
You know, now your butt gets tighter because the consequences are more, and you change who you are and what you do. Like, don't be afraid. That's not who your identity was all team.
I'm with you.
Playing safe, playing afraid.
Especially if your punter is like that. I mean, that's like having the Dallas kicker. Like, that punt was horrible. That was a really bad punt. If I know my punter's going to choke, all right, fuck it. I'm going to go for it. Like, we got a better chance of getting the ball back and scoring again than him punting.
First of all, Eagles, don't you have like fucking 4 rugby guys on your team and you got nobody who can punt? What? That doesn't even make any sense to me.
That was so bad.
Don't let your fucking left tackle punt the ball. He probably punt the shit out of the stadium.
Exactly. And you know what? How do you think the Giants feel after giving up Kadarius Toney, who scores a touchdown in the Super Bowl and gives you what? It was like a 40-something yard return, 50-yard return for the game clincher pretty much. Giants, you're dumb as shit. Oh, we got a new GM. We should get rid of the first-round pick that we picked last year because our GM's new and our coaches new. We don't like this guy. Stupid as fuck. Dude's a beast. He gets hurt a lot, but he's good. He's a playmaker. He's a fucking playmaker, man.
Apparently, he's a problem in the locker room, too. But, like,
I mean,
it's different from being the man. Like, the fucking Giants had no wide receivers. And he walked in there and had one good game, and he's like, I'm the man now. All right?
I mean, he is.
Everything comes through me. When he went to Kansas City, they're like, listen, dude, you're like the 4th wide receiver. Like, you want to make the roster? Okay, you got to do things the right way.
No, that's
But, like, to your point, I mean, you don't see too many midseason, like, 7th round pick traded for a guy who makes 2 of the biggest plays in the Super Bowl to win the game for you.
Yeah, first rounder.
No. I'm saying they traded a 7th round to acquire him. Yeah, in the middle of the season. Like,
it's very silly. Very silly. And football picks are different than basketball picks. Like, they actually need them shits. But, I don't know. If I'm them, I'm sick. I'm sick looking at that shit. I mean, it's for me, it'd be like, shit, if Roquan Smith was in the goddamn Super Bowl with the Ravens, I'd be like, the Bears bearing it up.
Right.
Giants, stupid-ass move. Don't give up talent. Just because he's a fucking crazy person, get somebody to tame his ass down then. Win games. How about that? Get better receivers so he does not looking at Darius Slayton like, I'm supposed to be behind him? He can't fucking catch.
Well, that's why they brought in Kenny Golladay for $20 million a year. Oh,
he sucks, too. They all suck. And your quarterback is bad, too.
We're not talking about the fucking Giants, all right?
Oh, go
make
ahead.
me sick to my stomach. Let me ask you though: were you sick to your stomach by the officiating? Do you think the refs
that last call?
Yeah. Do you think the refs kind of blew this game somewhat or ruined it?
So
Do you think though? Let me rephrase this. Do you think Eagles fans can have legitimate beef with the refs after this?
So what was the down and distance again? Oh, that shitty play. What was
it
like?
Third down and like 7, 8, something like that.
And they were already
they like got off the field and then they threw the ticky tack PI.
But they were in field goal range though, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Nah, that was to take them into it. I believe they were at like the 40 or something.
I didn't love it. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't love the call. Was it a flag? I guess. I mean, even if Bradbury admits that he did the shit, what can I say? Like, he said he did it. They threw it. It's a flag. Like, he held him. It wasn't egregious, and it kind of seemed like they weren't throwing any of those all night. You don't like to see it in that situation, but if it's a flag, you got to throw it. I mean, dude ran a whip. He held him from kind of getting away. Juju, he held him twice when he tried to release going up. It's a flag. It sucks, but
was that a catchable ball, though? Was that a catchable ball?
Well, that's why it's a defensive holding instead of a PI.
Yeah, I was like, it may have been a catchable ball for someone else, but not for Juju.
No, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't a PI. Like, if they were going to call a PI, they couldn't because he threw that shit like 4 yards out of bounds and 12 yards from any receiver that was around that shit. At first, I thought it was intentional grounding because I was like, that shit was nowhere near any receiver. But then I was like, oh, holding? They showed the replay. I was like, ugh. I don't know. I need to see more of this. I need to see the jersey like really get away from the player's body.
Especially if it's like he didn't even throw it at you. Like, it didn't affect the play at all.
It was weak, bro.
Like, he fucking air melted out of bounds anyway.
Well, he affected the route. So you disagree. You think no flag at all. He did affect the route. Like, he changed the route.
I'm not throwing it. If I'm the ref, I'm not throwing that shit.
Well, I know you ain't throwing it. You don't want to do any paperwork.
Yeah.
No flags.
Also, why do I want my fucking name associated with, like, dude, let the players decide the game. Like, you got to fucking come out here and really commit a crime in full view of 100,000 people before I throw a flag in the last minute of the fucking Super Bowl.
Yeah. So you're a moment guy. You're saying that was just a dumb
it's
time.
like, dude, they wouldn't have called that in the first quarter. And then it's like the refs got as nervous as the players are, and they got fucking jittery, and they got trigger finger. Like,
you don't think it was a flag? No flag?
No, come on, man. It's ticky-tack bullshit. That happens every play.
It admits to it. What are you supposed to do? He admitted to it.
Bro, he got told by his coach to admit to it. Like, his coach came out before.
Bitch. Come on,
his coach came out after the game. It was like, that's not why we lost. Like, the referees did a good job. There are 1,000 plays a game that decide who wins and who loses. We didn't do it.
James Bradbury.
And I tell you what, I agree with Nick Sirianni. This game was not lost because of the referees. I think it was a bad call, and I wouldn't have made it. But you know what, Terry? I thought that fumble that they overturned, that was another scoop and score. That they're like, he caught it and turned around and looked this guy right in the face, but he didn't make a football move.
That was interesting.
They're like, so they ran that one back. That was an even worse call. So you guys are fucking lucky that you guys saved 7 points on that. Because that should have been another 7 going the other way. That was a clear as catch and fumble and scoop and score as I've ever fucking seen.
I mean, look, at the end of the day.
So it's like, you can't blame the refs now.
Nah. At the end of the day, they called it. Jalen Hurts fumbled the ball when he shouldn't have. It is what it is. You lost. You can do whatever you want. You can try to blame them. You guys, I saw a fucking film of y'all flipping cars in Philly. Like, you shit, I'd be so pissed if somebody flipped my fucking car. Can't even street park? Like, goddamn. Philly fans are crazy. Anyways.
Philly is like, if you were a neutral observer, like if you were from like Iceland or something, and you were just like visiting Philadelphia to see the Liberty Bell, and you had no idea any of this other shit was going on, and you were just like looking at this out of your hotel room, how would you be able to tell if the Eagles had won or lost?
Oh, that's fact. That is
it's like they gonna do the same dumb shit either way. Flipping cars, tearing buildings down.
Hey, man.
It didn't matter what the fucking score was. These Philadelphia hooligans couldn't wait to destroy property.
Yeah, that's true. Thank God they didn't win. Hey, right. I think it was a curse. Something was going on in the Philly water because you saw the Philadelphia Union MLS soccer team lost in the finals to LAFC in PKs, which is like that's heartbreaking in its own. The Phillies lost to Houston in the World Series, and the Eagles lose to the fucking Chiefs in the Super Bowl. That
I'm sure this is going to be the year Doc Rivers gets it done.
Hey, at first I said Nets to the finals. But KD left, so that's done. Kyrie's once he leaves, the team goes to the finals. But KD
all eyes are on Doc and Philly now.
Yep, Philly.
Hey, for real though, if he don't win the chip or get to the finals, he's getting fired. Like they're putting all of Philly's failures on you now, Doc. You got to make this work.
It's on Embiid, but
it's a good thing Ben Simmons got out of town while he still could.
Ben Simmons in the finals, you don't want to see that. I want to see him back in the playoffs. Honestly, they're making the playoffs. They're like
I don't want to see him again the rest of the year. I won't be watching Ben Simmons play basketball. I promise
you. The other conversation is young Trav Kelce. Is he the number one tight end now over Gronk all time? Numbers are crazy. Playoff numbers. I think he's got Gronk passing playoff numbers.
I'm still taking Mike Ditka.
Yo, what were you doing here?
1,000 yards in a 14-game season as a rookie. In a 14-game season.
Come
on, block. You don't think Mike Ditka could block?
I mean, Mike Ditka could.
You gonna tell the coach that he couldn't block? Okay. You gonna tell that to the mustache? No, in all serious, man, it's like I think the tight end position is like probably one of the positions that's changed the most, like how the eras have changed, like what's been asked of it compared to like what they do now. So it's hard to compare guys like Tony Gonzalez and Antonio Gates, who were like in the beginning of
they threw it to them a lot,
passing, but they weren't running like wide receiver routes and like. Being asked to do some of the same things these guys were.
I can compare them because they were getting it way more than a regular tight end. Other guys, like, I don't know, like Jason Witten. I mean, I know he came kind of later, but
it's
like a lot of dudes.
How good would Shannon Sharp be if he was utilized in this modern way and had Patrick Mahomes?
I got you,
but
what I mean? Sharp's not in the conversation. He just wasn't, he didn't get enough of those looks. I can compare Gonzalez and Gates to Kelce and Gronkowski. Like Gronkowski, especially Gronkowski, because he gave me a lot of blocks more than Kelce. Kelce's definitely not really like this blocking tight end. But as far as receiving tight ends,
he did better than George Kittle. He didn't get fucking his quarterback knocked out of the game and then get the backup knocked out of the game. For all the talk about the 49ers tight ends blocking prowess and how Kelce sucks at it, he did enough, didn't he?
How about this? I get that, but as far as receiving tight ends go, I think Kelce's at the top now, bro.
I think he is too.
He dominated that game too.
He runs routes like a wide receiver. He gets yak like crazy. He runs away from defenders. Yeah. His like setup moves, the nuance to his game, like it's all polished like a receiver. And then he's like, contested catch guy, unreal chemistry. As soon as the play breaks down, it's like Mahomes immediately finds him and then he finds the soft spot. Like, if you want a tight end that's going to catch passes, and that's the most important thing to you, I think you take Travis Kelce.
He's a beast. He doesn't have as many touchdowns as Gronk, though. That motherfucker's got 92 touchdowns. Kelce has 69, bro. Like, that gap is insane. But as far as just a receiving tight end, I think Kelce's got it for me.
It's also hard to, like, remember people how good they were at their prime, like, when they just retired. So it's like the last image I have of Gronk in my mind is like Bucks Gronk. Like, that's your problem, though. It doesn't go right back to remembering what like 2012 Gronk looks like.
Beast mode fucking Gronk when him and Aaron Hernandez were together. I mean, come on.
It's like
that's your problem. You be having that problem, bro. You be having that problem sometimes.
That's everybody, though.
Nah, man, LeBron fucking wins a chip with the Lakers, but then he plays a couple more seasons after. You're just like, I don't know about this LeBron. He's kind of shitty. I'm thinking maybe top 4. I don't know about this top 2 shit. I'm just like, dog, remember the prime. Stop remembering fucking year 20 or year 19. Stop remembering the back end. Remember Gronk. Big Gronk.
Hey, man,
decent on everybody.
It's recency bias. The last thing that these eyes seen are going to be the last thing that stays in my brain, bro. Like, I'm sorry.
Man.
It's
at
like,
the end of the day,
you really got to make yourself go back to the tape and like remember.
No, that's facts.
Like
at the end of the day,
CP3, I did that with CP3 the other day. Like before his knee injury, CP3.
Oh my god,
he looked nothing like the CP3 that we watch now. They look like a completely fucking different player.
Like New Orleans and Clippers CP3.
Yeah, no, New Orleans CP before the knee injury when he was fucking put back dunks on guys and shit.
Yeah, he's a beast. He was a beast. He was man. If he ever got to get with the Lakers when they vetoed that fucking trade, man.
David Stern hadn't fucked his whole career legacy up.
God, I mean, look, that trade was fucking.
It should have been fucking CP3 who put out the anti-Jewish manifesto, not Kyrie.
That trade was straight bullshit, though. I mean, that was a really. I'm like, come on, like, what are we doing here? The Lakers were just out here cheating like a motherfucker. That Powell trade. I mean, I get Marcus Hall eventually got better. But it was almost like,
but he was like a 400-pound high schooler at the time,
bro. Like,
come on,
I'm sure the money and everything matched up, but at that point when I saw that trade, I was like, hold on, this dude's a superstar. You can't trade a superstar for someone garbage. Like that's not fair.
I love how like there were you go back and you like look through the Kevin Durant trade. You know, you go back to the annals of history, and it's like, when are the last superstars to get traded? All this other shit. Bro, back in the day, they were like trading superstars for like a good player and a rotation player.
Yep.
No picks or like one pick, maybe if you're lucky.
Yeah. Yeah. No, like, it's crazy.
That the Charles Barkley trade is like they gave up like fucking. It was like Danny Manning and a fucking rotation guy. You got Charles Barkley, MVP in his prime.
Rebuilding, I guess. I mean, if that's the rules, you know, that's what they got it. But I'm trying to remember. I can't remember who the guy was that makes them do the every other year first round pick shit now because he like
Ted Stepien.
Yeah.
Former owner of the Cleveland Cavs who used to trade first round picks for like fucking 11th men and backup centers and shit that.
It's almost like he's like a evil villain. Like the Cavs did something to him when he was a kid. He was like, I'm going to grow up and own the Cavs and then ruin them for 40 years. Trade away all these picks for no one. Like,
and then Dan Gilbert was like, hold my beer.
Hey, Dan got them a championship.
LeBron did. LeBron.
Hey.
LeBron
said he's an employee.
Dan just got lucky enough to own a team that happened to be right next to Akron, where the second greatest player of all time was born. And then that he had so much love for his hometown that he decided to overlook your vitriolic and childish letter that you put out when he left the team.
You're right.
You just got lucky enough that LeBron was a bigger man than you were.
That's true. So before we switch gears completely, last Super Bowl note, halftime show? You like that shit? Fire? Apparently it's the second most watched halftime show of all time.
I just want to say everybody was calling me an asshole and saying I was uninformed because I said she was fucking pregnant. And they're like, no, she just had a baby. Sometimes it takes a lot of time for the weight to come off and your body to come back. Blah, blah, blah. Stop body shaming her. Blah, blah, blah. I was like, dude, I'm not body shaming her. You can look at her and see that she's pregnant. Like,
she
isn't
pretty much was doing it, yeah.
Yeah, it was like, this wasn't Sally who's working at Plato's Diner and is like trying to get her body back in between shifts. This is fucking Rihanna, man. Like, she's straight, dude.
We never know. I mean, look, we're not going to act like I'm looking at what date her fucking baby was born. Like, I never know the lives of what celebrities are fucking doing. Like, sometimes I'll see one celebrity, I'm just like, how the fuck did he get braids? He was just bald like 3 months ago, I thought. And all of a sudden, they come. Next time I see him on TV, they got braids. So, like, I don't know exactly when things happen in the time.
He got the XX extensions.
Yeah, I'm just like, when I saw, you're right, though. When I saw Rihanna, I was like, she's definitely showing the world that she's pregnant. Like, her stomach is protruding. I know Rihanna's big and all the pregnancy weight and all that type of shit, but she's not that fucking, like an African Ebola, like stomach. Yeah, like, come on, bro. What are we doing here? So everybody's so dumb online. It's
the whole time, everybody told me I was stupid. I was being an asshole. And then, like, 30 minutes after the halftime comes out, it's like, Rihanna's like, yeah, I'm pregnant. I wanted to show everybody that, like, you don't have to, like, say no to things when you're pregnant and you can put yourself out there. And I wanted to like see my other son to see that like I did it, even though other people would be self-conscious. And I was just like, hey guys,
That's dope. She killed it. She killed it just like we thought she was gonna kill it. She killed that shit, man.
She got like too many fucking hits. We were trying to guess like the rundown what she was gonna sing. I got like 4 out of the. I didn't know she was gonna do so many joints. Like,
I mean, that's what they don't give you the whole song. They give you like a minute.
It's like I feel like for the Atlanta Super Bowl, like Outkast got to do like a half a verse of "I Like the Way You Move," and then they got him the fuck out of there. It's like,
that was unfortunate. But hey, man, it was good.
But I liked it, man. I mean, obviously, she's not gonna be out here fucking jumping around doing all types of Beyonce shit when she's fucking pregnant. Nah. Like,
know who was number 1 most watched though? I literally just found this shit out like an hour ago.
The Who?
Katy Perry. Katy fucking Perry. But she had like Missy Elliott and a bunch of other like people and shit. But I was like, Katy Perry? What the fuck? All right, whatever. Beyonce was too black. She was in that blackity black shit. Motherfucker was like, what the fuck is this militant?
What about the one from last year when they had like everybody but the game?
Hey, yo, you know what's funny? Like when you look at these Gen Zers, they were not having none of that old shit. They probably just left the building, turned the TV off, turned into some other shit. Like there was like recordings of us having a great time, and then I see like these Gen Zers like, who the fuck is Eminem? Who's Jay-Z or whoever's fucking performing?
Bro, you know what I just thought about, Terry?
What?
What if they had like an all black Super Bowl broadcast? Like, you know how they show the joints on like Amazon Prime and Fox and ESPN sometimes on Monday Night Football. It's like, what if we had BET also had the rights to the Super Bowl? And it's like, we're having like legit production on the boards. We're having a separate halftime show just for us.
That'd be fire.
Colin Kaepernick is singing the national anthem while kneeling down.
That'd be fire. Black national anthem.
Right.
We're
gonna spend the whole, right. Yeah, exactly.
Hell yeah.
And then we go spend the whole first quarter talking about Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts' dads. Why can't we have that? Man. Just give us that. And don't make me ever look at fucking Terry Bradshaw again.
That'd be hilarious. I don't know. And, I'm going to keep doing it. I might. Get me famous. I'm trying to petition Super Bowl for Saturday, bro. This Sunday shit is absolute bullshit. I'm going to say it every year. I might be out. We need to spread the word, bro. Because we were all saying that shit. Like, I mean, me and you kind of did the same thing. Went out, even went to the strip club after, right? So we hung out way too late. It was like 8:30, and I was already drunk as fuck. And I'm like, damn, it's too late now. I'm so drunk, I might as well keep it going because I'm going to feel like shit tomorrow anyways. So everybody just looked at each other like, damn, fuck it. Let's just go out. Let's keep moving. Let's keep it going. And this Sunday shit's bullshit.
That's
Saturday,
what you
bro.
should do after the Super Bowl. Yeah, man. I couldn't agree more. Beyond that, it should be a national holiday.
We've been asking for that for a while. I don't think that's going to happen. The government ain't trying to do it. But
like
the
my neighbors, I was going to watch the game with my neighbors. They're like, "Oh, sorry, dude, I got to work." I was like, at fucking 8:00 at night on Super Bowl Sunday. Like, are you serious?
Work on Sunday? That's crazy.
And then I'm talking like white collar, like $150,000 a year jobs. It's not like I had to go to the fucking QT because these motherfuckers need gas on Super Bowl Sunday. Like, no,
it is.
These are real jobs. It's like, come on,
it is kind of wild.
You gonna make me go on a Zoom meeting during the Super Bowl? Like, that's low. That's low.
Some of those jobs do be doing that bullshit. But like, you got to think some of those people are like overseas and shit. So Super Bowl means nothing to them. It's all America. I will tell you this. When I was working,
give me off for the World Cup too. All right, we'll solve it.
No, I'll tell you this. When I was working at Lowe's Home Improvement, like my old job, one of the slowest days was that I worked at Super Bowl Sunday. I got off at like 4 or 5, but that was the slowest day I'd ever worked. Like more than a fucking snow day, people fucking drove in. More than Christmas Eve, more than Thanksgiving, like before Thanksgiving. Super Bowl Sunday. It might have been 3 people that came in the store to my whole shift. I'm fucking shocked. Like, people love the goddamn Super Bowl. And, like, Lowe's sponsors the NFL and all that shit. I get it. But if that's going to be a day where no one wants to come and buy shit, why is it on Sunday? Why are people even working? Just have it be something like,
if you work at a grocery store, I'm sorry. Like, you're fucked.
Yeah, but it is what it is.
That should be like the only shit. Yeah, it's like hospital, gas station, grocery store. Those are the only 3 things open on Super Bowl.
Police. I guess police.
No police.
The purge.
The purge. And that's what No. So
Philly.
Hold on. Yeah. We have the Super Bowl on Saturday. Okay. Everybody gets Sunday off as well, including the police. Then we all get right back to it on Monday. That way, Terry, if you in Philadelphia and they lose the Super Bowl Saturday night, you better barricade yourself into your fucking apartment and hope that the chaos on the street don't spill back in. That's
true. Yeah, because let's be honest with ourselves. The World Cup final numbers in America were low. A lot of the other countries, when they're doing the World Cup shit, they be closing everything down. Are we so money hungry that we still have to keep stupid ass jobs open for no fucking reason while the Super Bowl's going on? Like 200 million people watch the shit in America. That's fucking crazy. There's not even that many people almost in America.
Right. I was like that's just bad numbers, first of all. And second of all, you see that more people watch Rihanna's halftime show than watch the Super Bowl?
I heard. I mean, she's like icon, dog. What are we lying to ourselves? Come on.
No, I'm just saying, like, you could listen to Rihanna whenever. Like, the only reason I watched her perform is because it was during halftime of an event that I was watching. Like, I'm not going to go out of my way, be like, let me make sure I'm home by this Wednesday night so I can watch 2 Chainz perform at halftime of Atlanta Hawks game.
No. But you got to think about this though. That might be. I think it's bigger than the Grammys and shit. Like that, the Super Bowl halftime show might be the biggest performance that a lot of people are going to see on live TV. I'm not going to lie to you. I can't think of anything else that will have that many people watching one solo music performance.
Only if you're too broke to make it to the Renaissance tour.
No, but there's nothing else on American television that we're all going to watch like that. No one's watching any other performance musical on live TV like that. That's not going to happen.
You 100% right.
Yeah, like that's the only reason why. I ain't watching the Grammys. That shit's okay, but people out here boycotting the shit. Chris Brown ain't getting an award because he beat Rihanna's ass. I mean, what are we doing? I was
kind of hoping that he'd be in the first row.
Oh, fuck me.
Like, I'm showing up. And he was like, you know what? Sometimes I have some wild thoughts too, Rihanna.
You know what? Let me look at the TV ratings because it seems like, streaming and shit. I wonder how many people actually watch this shit, man. Anything else you want to talk about?
When we have the Super Bowl on BET, we're getting rid of Carrie Underwood and her fucking garbage fucking pregame songs that she sings about football. We're done with that too.
That's true.
And we're not going to make it sexy either. Like football's not sexy. It's not going to be. We're not going to replace Carrie Underwood with like SZA or something like that. We're replacing her with Missy Elliott. That's who's doing our song. And this shit gonna be a banger.
Let me see. Oh, we got 113 million people watched it. That was the 114. That's a lot. I mean, if that many people are going to watch, we got to do something about something.
What are the other 300 million people doing on Super Bowl Sunday? Like, what are we doing? Playing Parcheesi? I'm writing in my diary.
I mean, the population in America is 331. 113 is fucking wild as shit, to be honest with you. That's a lot of people.
That's only a third of people, bro.
That's a lot of people. 113 million people?
That's not enough. Come on.
It's not enough.
Think about it. Think about just like people you know. Only 1 out of every 3 people you know watch the Super Bowl.
That's a lot.
Only 1 out of every 3?
Name one thing that you think someone would watch as much as this. One thing. TV-wise.
The last episode of MASH.
Some of them TV phenomenals. Like Seinfeld shit got like 20 million like back in the day, back in the 90s.
The Last of Us is getting like 28 million people watching that. Numbers. But it's like, that's nothing.
You said they had an episode on Friday?
They put that shit out on Friday. They're like, we're not competing with the Super Bowl. We're smart. We're moving it around. I like that.
So the number for Rihanna's halftime show was 183 million people watched it. And then it went back down.
70 million more people tuned in for the halftime show. And then decided I'm not just going to keep it on in the background. I'm going to actively cut my TV off after this concert so that I don't watch the second half.
Hey,
who are these people? Who are they? Oh,
people don't care about football.
Got to get back to reruns of Dancing of the Stars. Like,
it's a lot of shit on TV now, bro. It's so weird to me, anyways, because I'm not even like this huge football fan in general, right? But I'm still going to watch like football because it is what it is. Like, it's an American fucking thing. The finals numbers are crazy fucking low. Like, them shits, it's an embarrassment. And it seems like the NBA is bigger, like social media wise and like conversationally, you know, to when I'm out in the world and shit than the NFL is.
That's what we were talking about last week, though. It's like the NBA loves being the hot topic of conversation, taking over Super Bowl week. It's like, but they don't turn all these like Twitter hits and kids watching fucking highlight clips on social media into actual eyeballs watching the biggest games. Like, they don't.
I don't know why football is watched so much more. I mean, it is more of like a team thing. You know what? I was just thinking about this the other day because I was talking to somebody, and I was watching the Knicks play the Lakers, right? And I was watching a game. It's a regular season game, so whatever. But I was like, do I like LeBron more than I like the Knicks? Like, I was watching the game, and every time LeBron got the ball and shot, I was like, all right, Bron, score. And then I'm looking at the Knicks, and I'm like, they would miss a shot, like, fuck it, Bron, get the rebound, dunk that shit. And I was like, wait a minute, do I like LeBron more than the Knicks? I was like, nah, it's a regular season game. Don't get it twisted. If it's a playoff game, fuck LeBron. I want the Knicks to win the fucking finals. But I'm looking at this regular season game like, I think I might like LeBron James more than I like the Knicks. Like, that's kind of weird.
It's like,
I don't have this like,
you got to look in the mirror and reevaluate and be like, what's really important to me?
No, but seriously, like, I don't know if like the team aspect of basketball is as important as like the individuals, because like they cover the stars a lot more than just like the teams. The NFL is the complete opposite. So I think people just have more sense of like home and team when they're watching the NFL opposed to NBA. Like, no one's close to the NFL's numbers, viewing wise.
Well, I'll tell you why. In the NFL, they don't let the stars move. There's a thing called a franchise tag that says, hey, we don't give a fuck if you want to leave. We drafted you. You're staying here no matter what.
That's true. It is a lot of player movement.
Yeah. It's like, hey, if you don't want to sign it, then you just won't play professional football and your career's over. So how about that?
No, that's facts.
So that's how the NFL, like, they have way less player movement than the NBA. And it's like, if you draft a star, they're going to stay in your city and they're going to be your star. And you don't have to worry about Kevin Durant being
leaving
like,
and shit.
Oh yeah, this is my city, and then 14 months later, like Phoenix, this is my city. Like,
no, you're right, and it's changed over the years because like even when AI, when I was thinking about AI because he was my favorite player growing up, I was like, nah, I like the Knicks way more than I liked Iverson, but now I feel like it kind of has changed a bit. Like, I still love the Knicks, but it was just like a weird moment I had. I was like, I think I like LeBron more, bro. This shit's kind of weird.
I think it depends too, like, how good your team is. Like, there are some years it's like the Hawks are so shitty or the Falcons suck so much. It's like, I'm going to probably enjoy watching Jokic and the Nuggets more this season than I am in watching the Hawks. Like, I'm going to get more happiness out of watching the Nuggets. And that's just real.
That's a possibility.
But it's like, then there are some seasons it's like where, you know, we could be a contender and there's excitement in the air and you start to really believe like it could be possible. And then when you get to that point, you're like, fuck individual players, LeBron, any of them. Like, this is our time. Like, whatever. Yeah. But when you know your team sucks ass and you're going to lose in the first round anyway, it's like, LeBron, go for 40. Like, what does it matter?
Yeah. No, that's facts. That's facts. I don't know. It was just weird. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think the NBA can ever change it either, man. It's just too long of a season and all that type of shit, too. Like, it's just, it'll never work. It'll never work. And nobody wants to stay in a shitty situation. Michael Jordan, he ruined us. Too many chips. You can't catch that motherfucker these days. Too much talent, bro. Nobody's ever gonna get 6, bro.
Who was the first? Like, everyone blames LeBron for the player empowerment era and for all these guys just like packing up and leaving when they got multiple years left on their deals and superstars changing teams every single summer. All he did was leave in free agency after the Cavs built a shitty ass team around him.
Man, like, I don't blame him.
That's all he did was leave in free agency like everybody else. Yeah. And now it's like Kevin Durant demands a trade with 4 years left on his deal and gets his wish. Ben Simmons gets traded with 3 years left on his deal. Anthony Davis gets traded with 3 years left on his deal. Like Kyrie Irving gets traded with 2 years left on his deal after demanding a trade. How did we get from LeBron leaving in free agency to Kevin Durant demanding a trade with 4 years left on his deal? And yet LeBron is somehow the culprit for all of this.
Well, you got to think about it, though. I'm trying to think because, like, Shaq moved too, but that was kind of free agency as well. Mm-hmm. I don't know, bro. Like, LeBron was just supposed to be the fucking chosen one. Like, I think he might have been legit the best player in basketball. You can argue him or Kobe. Like, Kobe was dominating around the same time, but he might have been the best dude that just left on his own in a long time. Like, the best, probably, argument of Kobe, like I said, but it was weird. It was weird, but I ain't blaming him for one fucking second, bro. I was like, dog, the Cavs suck. Like, even back then when he did it, I didn't like him going to the Heat specifically, but I was like, why would he go back to the Cavs? I was like, name 4 players on the Cavs that are fucking good. Every person on that team sucks. Ilgauskas was old as shit when he got there. Varejao was supposed to be his second best player. Boobie Gibson gave him a fucking spark. Like, Mo Williams, that's his second best player. Who? Probably. Like, he's supposed to stay there? And the Celtics had the big 3 at that time. The Lakers were loaded with, like, Powell and Bynum and Odom, and he had so many role players that were good. LeBron's team sucked ass. He can't beat the Celtics by himself. I didn't blame him, but going to Wade's squad,
by himself, he had Drew Gooden and Larry Hughes. What are you talking about?
It was just weird because he was the best player. That's all. But, like, in a way, no one's going to – like, everybody's trying to chase Jordan's 6 championships, but – it's too much talent now. It's not going to happen. Like LeBron,
I feel you, but it's like when we talk about the super teams and everything, everyone always traces it back to LeBron and that moment where he made the Heatles and not 1, not 2, not like the decision, everything. Everyone's like, that was the start of all of this. It's LeBron's fault. He's the one who set it off.
You could probably blame the Celtics.
It actually was Carmelo Anthony.
Oh, he left hella early too. That was wild.
It was Carmelo Anthony who started all of this. He fucked us up too. And who escapes any criticism. It wasn't LeBron who started this whole paradigm of decimating the team that you're with and requesting like out when you have multiple years left on your deal and being like, I'm only going to one specific team. You can't trade me anywhere else because I won't play. This was Carmelo Anthony who started this whole wave. And somehow LeBron has to deal with like this reputation that this is all his fault.
You know,
this might be actually like real talk. This might be the most lasting like part of Carmelo's legacy in terms of how he impacted the league was how he left to go to the Knicks.
He tore our team apart. But you know why LeBron gets the blame? You want to know why?
Why?
Because LeBron has 10,000 more points than Carmelo Anthony, and they fucking got drafted the same time. I'm not going to blame Melo.
But Melo's a better scorer. He was always a better scorer than LeBron, right?
Better pure scorer.
Right? Yeah, he's a better pure scorer, right? Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Guys, it's simple. LeBron's just a guy. He's the GOAT. Not the GOAT. He's one of the better players we've ever seen. He's just going to get the blame. It is what it is. Melo's like the 50th best player, maybe. Maybe. And there's arguments for him to be way less than that. So I'm not blaming Melo. I'm not going to blame LeBron. But these dudes are fucking wilding. Leaving 4 years into your contract is kind of crazy. Or 1 year in, or whatever you want to call it. It's kind of wild, not gonna lie.
Hey, since we managed to meander on the NBA, I'll just ask. We'll close the pod with this with one final NBA question, just because we always manage to end up here no matter what.
Well, NFL's over now.
Yeah, right. If you were the Brooklyn Nets, would you amnesty Ben Simmons?
Amnesty Ben Simmons?
Yeah.
What does that do for me cap wise?
You get to stretch the amount of money that you owe him over like 7 years. So he's gone. He's gone tomorrow. I think there's 3 years left. So he's gone tomorrow. He's no longer part of your team. You're like, get the fuck out of here. We're done with you. We're gonna take the money that was like left on your last 3 years, and we'll pay it out to you over 7.
Oh, let me look at his contract, dog. Hold on. It's 2023. He's owed $35 million. 2 more years after this. Ah, man. I mean, I'm thinking about it, but we don't really have anybody on our team, and I don't think they're not going to have a lot of cap room in the next couple of years. I think I might just let his shit ride out because we're not going to win the championship in the next 2 years. I'll just let his contract ride out, and then we'll have $80 million.
But it's like I don't even want you to be around like the young players on my team because they might catch whatever you have. Like the last dude to get amnestied was Luol Deng, I think.
Probably his contract was big back in the day. At his time, in his time, it was a pretty big contract.
But I think Ben Simmons is worse than Luol Deng was with the Lakers.
He might have been. I think I'll just leave it, man, because the team's not going anywhere. I mean, he'll just be the most expensive role player in the league. We gotta test him out. We gotta see what he can do.
We got a fucking 10th man on the Supermax. Shout out to you guys.
Pretty much. I mean, would you amnesty him? That's a lot of money to be stretching.
You're playing for the rest of your career the second half of this season, dude. Like, if you don't show me actually like a reason that you should stick around by this summer, I think I would. I think I'd amnesty him and stretch him. I think I would.
7 years.
Just to never have to talk about Ben Simmons or see him again. Like, don't be associated with my team.
So who did Deng play for when they did that? The Lakers?
Yeah, the Lakers.
I think the Lakers have the money to do it. I don't know if the Nets guy wants to do that.
Hey,
it's $120 million.
Ironically, Terry, that was the contract that the Lakers signed him to, that the $100 million whatever they amnestied over multiple times. Yeah. That was the contract they gave him was the contract that Danny Ferry got fired about talking when he said Luol Deng is an African salesman that sells you, has the good stuff in the front, but then when you pay for it, he gives you the shitty shit out the back. And Danny Ferry ultimately was proved right after they gave him $100 million, and he was good for 1 month.
That is true. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't think it's great business. It's $120 million. Well, he's probably got half his money, so I'd say it's $100 million over 7. I think you can get back to being good within 7 years. So I don't know if I want to spread it and then not be able to sign like a crucial role player piece like in the future in free agency or some shit. I don't know if I want to do that shit.
All right,
because Prokhorov's not the owner anymore. He's the big billionaire money guy. It's not him anymore. It's another dude, Josiah, right, or whatever the fuck his name is.
It's Josiah. You forget his name every week on the podcast.
I hate that fucking Jew. No, I'm just playing.
Oh my goodness.
Nah, I don't really. I just forget his name sometimes. But him and the fucking front office are so stupid. I don't even want to remember these dumbasses.
Just to clarify, guys, Josiah is not Jewish.
No,
I'm pretty sure he's Taoist.
Nah, that's a joke. I love all people. Yeah, they just bottled this whole James Harden, Kyrie, KD situation so badly that I just want them to fail from now on. They bottled that shit crazy. And you like to blame the players. We know what the real problem is. If you asking me out of your contract and I just signed you, shut your dumb ass up, get on the court, ball out, make the playoffs. If we win, we win. If we lose, blame it on you, not me. Fuck you.
Hey, how about Daryl Morey, though? Huh? He did it again.
He got James Harden in shape.
Dealer Daryl. Unbelievable. He fucking turned Ben Simmons after the whole world saw him with his pants down.
Crazy, bro.
Into James Harden. I mean, this guy, he's got to win GM of the year just for that.
Philly's looking good, too. I ain't gonna lie. Philly's looking really good. But, that might be it. That's all. I'm out.
That's
nothing else to be said. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I think NFL's done. Chiefs favorite for next year? Or what?
Who even knows, man? With the whole offseason
picking Chiefs
free
again.
Agency.
That's my offseason pick. I got it right this year.
We'll see what they do. Bears got the NFL's most salary cap money.
All right. No.
Got the number one pick.
Let's see.
Could be making noise.
Friday previews, or do we want to just figure that out during the week? I know we wanted to talk about the All-Star shit coming up on Friday or whatever.
Yeah.
Dunk contest. Are they doing a dunk contest?
Yeah. Fucking Shaden Sharp dropped out of it. They replaced him with your boy Cam Sims.
Cam Sims. Who the hell is that?
He plays for the Knicks.
I barely know him. I don't even know who that is. Not gonna lie.
God.
I don't care. He sucks. I'm like Shaq. I only know 20 players in the league. The other bottom 158.
Yeah, that shit is ridiculous, by the way. I forgot who it was that the Charles Barkley didn't know the other night. I think it was Malik Beasley when he got traded to the Lakers. Yeah, he didn't know who Malik Beasley was.
That's crazy. Look, the Cam Sim shit, all right, that could be my bad, but
he's the light-skinned dude with the fro that be jumping out the gym, the jacked motherfucker whose head is like above the rim all the time.
Is he the light-skinned dude with the beard?
Yeah.
He's got like reddish hair?
Yeah. It's like froed out.
I know. Yeah.
Jumping like a motherfucker.
To be fair, I think we've played like 18 people this season. I'm not gonna lie. We've played a lot of people, man. But yeah, that's it. Hey,
everyone but Cam Reddish, right? Anyone but Cam Reddish and RJ Barrett, you'll get some playing time. Even Evan Fournier, you can get out here too. What's Kemba Walker up to? Let's bring it back. Guys, this has been another excellent episode of Kicking It with the HLS pod. We'll be back Friday and talk All-Star. We'll do some Rising Stars. We'll catch you back up with the NBA. We might dip our toe into the soccer landscape. Who knows what's happening then? They'll be right off the heels of Man U Barcelona. So we may have some soccer talk too.
In the Europa? Doesn't sound right. Doesn't sound right. Different ring. Yeah, man. North Carolina continue to stand up. Another great episode, man. Peace, man. Happy Valentine's.
Thank you for listening to our podcast this evening. Thank you. You're far too kind.